So after you have all of your recordings in GarageBand, it's time to start arranging them. So if we listen, this is the first paragraph, or much of it anyway, and at the end I make a little mistake in this recording, so let's listen.
The psychology.
Oh, right, but if you want to only hear one track, and that's a good thing, you heard all the voices talking right then, if you want to just hear one track, you just click the headphone button on that single track and you can hear it, and it'll mute everything else.
Eventually deciding instead to go to college and study psychology. Later she would become a lawyer and own her own business. I spoke about her.
Right there at the end I kind of screw up, so I need to edit that. So I'm going to zoom in with this little button up here, this little slider, to get a better idea of what I want to cut out. And I want to cut out just that end part. And if you want to cut part of a track, you just hit Command T, and it cuts it right where the vertical playhead is. And then you can just select the part that you want to delete and hit delete, and it's gone. Easy as that. This second recording picks up where the last one left off.
I spoke with her about some powerful experiences she had in school that she remembered, both positive and negative.
Great. So that's the next part. Let's zoom out again to get a better sense of all the different pieces. Now, this is where I would like my wife to start talking, so I am going to arrange this such that it starts right where the other one leaves off. Right about there. So let's listen. So I'm going to uncheck the microphone, and I'm going to mute this one, and I'm going to mute this one so that we hear the two that are kind of supposed to go together.
Both positive and negative.
Another experience that I had.
Okay, that was a little bit too much of a gap, and I want to get rid of that mouse click sound at the end. So you can also change the mouse into this thing where you see it moves to a bracket, and then you can just slide that track back to cut off the end, and I'm going to move this one so that it's arranged a little bit better. A little pause is okay, so let's listen now. Oops, sorry. Let's head back over there. I hit the wrong button. And now let's listen.
Both positive and negative.
Another experience that I had in school that it was technically at school.
Oh, this is actually the second story. So I made a mistake. This one should be there instead. So let's just drag this one down into it. Let's put this up here for right now, I think. Yeah. And we'll drag this one underneath there. And that should work. So I'll put this one back down now into the muted track, and let's hear this.
In school that you remembered, both positive and negative.
A negative experience that I had in school.
All right, and so my wife's story is a bit long, so but I'm just going to let it play for the sake of this this demo. You should get used to the idea of cutting it off and using only select parts of the story in the interview, rather than if you have 5 minutes, you need to pick and choose like 20-second clips that you want to use.
And how it affected me.
So at the end of her story, I'm going to trim it up a little bit, and that's good. So again, I'm going to zoom out, and now we have this other part that is my recording, and I'm going to move that to right there. That's the next one that I recorded, and then this one goes after that. And you're going to know these things about your own recordings. Excuse me. Okay, so after her first story.
People's behavior. So that's my not so positive experience and how it affected me.
Teachers clearly have a huge impact on many of us. I remember thinking.
And she tells this story about like how a teacher used to mock her in school, and it made a really big impact on her. Of course, that's not an okay thing for a teacher to do. And then she goes on and tells this funny story about when she put Vaseline on the monkey bars in elementary school and made a girl fall off the monkey bars. My wife's a little bit psycho. So we'll tell that one next. So I transition to it here.
Of the particular material that teacher teaches.
And I need to trim up those little mouse clicks. So I'm going to zoom in so I get a finer understanding of what I want to cut. I'm going to arrange these things, and then zoom out a little bit to get a better sense for where this clip should come. And now my wife will tell another story, and we'll put that one right there. And then finally at the end, I do a little conclusion thing, so we'll put this over there. Now this is all based on the script that you have access to. This is all like mouse clicky stuff. So let's zoom in now to get to delete some of that stuff and just have my wife finish her story. So I know that those things are just mouse clicks, those little pops. There we go. So this is the end of her story.
Behavior helped influence how I look at life now and how I try to make my own decisions now.
Louise went on to go to college and law school, but it's striking to me to what degree her most important experiences in school relate mostly to growing up as a person rather than simply experiences with learning new material.
Okay, so I know this recording is fairly good. I'm going to just delete that little mouse click right at the end. I need to zoom in more to get a better sense for where I want to delete things, and that's often going to be the case. You need to change the zoom factor pretty frequently to trim up these things appropriately. So now I know that this is correctly arranged, and we can zoom out, and it's a fairly long piece like already, so yours should not be this long, and really I should go in and change this because this is too long of her just telling her stories, but it's okay. For the sake of our little demo, it's hard for people to stop telling stories that they enjoy. If yours is super long, that's okay. This is enough for this video. I'm going to start showing you how to finalize it in the next video.